You're a big Barack supporter, right, Senator?
I am. Yes, I am.
Well, name some of his legislative accomplishments. No, Senator, I want you to name some of Barack Obama's legislative accomplishments tonight, if you can.
Well, you know, what I will talk about is more about what he's offering to the American people.
No, what has he accomplished, sir? You say you support him. Sir, you have to give me his accomplishments. You've supported him for president. You're on national television.
Well,
name his legislative accomplishments, Barack Obama, sir.
Well, I'm not going to be able to name you specific items of legislative accomplishment.
Can you name anything he's accomplished as a congressman?
No, I'm not going to be able to do that tonight.
Well, that's a problem, isn't it?
Change has come to Washington, and this change doesn't shy away from a good party.
This is a pretty big house, so we get lonely. And it's hard for me to move around out there sometimes, so I got to bring the world to me.
All right, for 79 days, oil has been flooding into the Gulf of Mexico, and conditions on the ground appear to be getting much, much worse. Now, there are stunning reports tonight that oil has now surfaced in Lake Pontchartrain, located just north of New Orleans. Now, this development has dealt a stunning psychological blow to residents of Louisiana who are scrambling to limit the environmental and economic damage of the spill. But the Obama administration appears more interested in containing the press than they are with containing the oil. A reporter with CBS News was recently told that if she and her camera crew did not stop filming near Venice, Louisiana, they'd be arrested. Take a look.
This video was shot by the local parish government in South Pass. When we tried to reach the beach, seen here and covered in oil, a boat of BP contractors with 2 Coast Guard officers on board told us to turn around under threat of arrest.
Now, in addition, the Washington Examiner is reporting that the White House sent 2 officials to meet with Plaquemines Parish President Billy Nungesser. According to Nungesser, their mission was to try to stop him from publicly criticizing the administration. So it looks like the Chicago Way is now taking over all along the Gulf Coast.
Yes, Robert, can you shed on the oil spill? Can you shed any light on why BP was exempted from the environmental impact analysis?
Yeah. There are a series of reviews that you have to go through in order to get drilling permits.
I don't agree with the notion that we shouldn't do anything. It turns out, by the way, that oil rigs today generally don't cause spills. They are technologically very advanced. Even during Katrina, the spills didn't come from the oil rigs. They came from the refineries on shore.
Reversing a long-standing ban on most offshore drilling, President Barack Obama has decided to let Uncle Sam sell oil and gas rights off Virginia and consider it for areas from Florida to Alaska. Announcing the plan, he said America simply must end its oil import addiction and produce more domestic energy.
So today we're announcing the expansion of offshore oil and gas exploration, but in ways that balance the need to harness domestic energy resources and the need to protect America's natural resources. That's why my administration will consider potential areas for development in the Mid and South Atlantic and the Gulf of Mexico.
Yet Obama's also rejecting calls to sweep aside environmental concerns and drill, baby, drill.
I would say that this comprehensive approach is a lot less drill, baby, drill and more drill where it's responsible.
But he is opening up a large chunk of the East Coast, a new part of the Gulf of Mexico, and even parts of the Alaskan Arctic. And that has environmentalists up in arms.
true. Someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind. Be where trouble melts like lemon drops, high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow. Bluebirds fly, and the dream that you dare to, oh why can't I? Oh, someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind. Be where trouble melts like a lemon drops, high above the chimney top. That's where you find.
You got oil all over underneath it.
The oil's still here, right? But they're covering it up. Here on Pensacola Beach, all they're doing is covering the oil up with sand.
From the moment this disaster began, the federal government has been in charge of the response effort.
What the administration approved. We know that this administration approved the site. We know that this administration approved the spill response.
What we're dealing with in the Gulf of Mexico is an oil volcano, and I've said I use that term for it because it's called a batholith, which is abiotic oil that's down 5 to 6 miles, and it's below that is a giant reserve of magma deposit because the ocean floor has been raising and lowering around the planet, including raising off the coast, the northeastern coast of Australia at the rate of 13 feet per day for the last few months. The ocean floor changes means there's been a change in the pressures below this batholith by the movement of magma. That's why we're seeing more earthquakes and volcanoes all over the planet, including in Iceland.
And so my job right now is just to make sure that everybody in the Gulf understands. This is what I wake up to in the morning, and this is what I go to bed at night thinking about. The spill. And it's not just me, by the way. When I woke up this morning and I'm shaving, and Malia knocks on my bathroom door and she peeks in her head and she says, "Did you plug the hole yet, Daddy?"
In this case of BP, it asked the state of Louisiana if it could drill in 500 feet of water, and Louisiana said it could. The federal government vetoed that and told BP it could only drill in 5,000 feet of water. Never mind that no oil company had ever cleaned up a broken well at that depth. And never mind that the feds had never monitored a broken well at that depth. And never mind that BP only needed to set aside $75 million in case something went wrong. The feds trumped BP engineers, and the feds trumped the wishes of the folks who live along the Gulf Coast, and the feds decided where this oil well would be drilled. Disaster struck. The feds did nothing. Oil gushed out in an amount so great as to be immeasurable. Political pressure grew. The president eventually panicked because he believes that his federal government can right every wrong, regulate every activity, and protect us from every catastrophe. He's wrong. Louisiana Governor Bobby Jindal was ready to build barriers to protect his state's coastline, and the feds incredibly said no.
Above the surface, we continue to conduct controlled burns, skim oil, and apply chemical dispersants to reduce the amount of oil and break up the slick